This is so low budget.
Vorn, like you're only gonna pop on the letter P.
Hey, I'm gonna pop.
Just deal
pop
with
my
the pop.
Penis. Pop my penis. Pop.
Just go with it.
Pop my penis. How's that? Was that
Do you have a pop filter, Pete?
No.
You don't pop. Only I pop.
But did I pop?
I don't know. I don't know, Vorn. Like you just scream like you drown out
That
your
sounds
pops.
like
I'm gonna peek out.
Sorry. Rob, that sounded like a bad like diss if we were like in a breakdance crew in the 80s. It's like, hey Pete, you don't pop, only I pop.
Okay, just for anyone listening, if I'm popping, I'm sorry. I have like a sock around my hand and I'm holding the microphone, so...
This is how Jim Henson started, so don't worry.
And then he died at 50.
Oh, God.
Bazinga boys are here to speak all of their thoughts on the Big Bang Theory. Rob has an opinion, Vorn has an opinion, he probably has one too. But most of all, Rob has an opinion.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm a Bazinga boy. Anyone?
We're going out of sync. I'm Pete. I'm usually the third one that says, hey, I'm a Bazinga boy, but
Since
hey,
when
I'm
did
Pete,
you
I'm a
become
Bazinga
like
boy.
the main guy, Rob?
Since Vorn was like
Yeah,
shit
because
at
he looks-
starting episodes, he's like too busy looking at his
'cause he
cracked
looks like-
phone and wearing socks on his hands.
Hey, I'm doing this for the good of the podcast. I'm Vorn. I'm the Bazinga boy, and this
Me and
is
Pete quit. We're starting our own Bazinga boy podcast.
fucking. Let's see how you go without me, you motherfuckers.
Well-
This is a show. If you haven't listened to this show before, great choice to come and listen.
Last week you gave me shit for my intro. That was fucking shit.
This is a show where we have tasked ourselves with watching every episode of The Big Bang Theory, and we're not only that, ingrain ourselves in the Bazinga culture of what people do when they like this show, and it's a taxing thing, isn't it, boys? Bazinga boys.
I had to have a nap today just to get prepared to watch this 20-minute episode.
Well, we were coming off a run of two very bad episodes, even in like the realm of how bad the show is anyway. Like two of the worst episodes. So I was not excited about this one.
Well, do you know what I did to try and hype this episode up a bit for me? Because the last two have been such nightmares.
Drugs.
Oh, you're actually right. I think you picked up on this because I let it slip somewhere else. Because the last two have been like a nightmare, and if you don't know, if you're listening to this show and you don't know, we've been doing some bonus content because we've been fucking around a bit lately. So release some like little mini snippets of like stories, basically me telling. And if you listen to the most recent one, it's a story about how I got my hands on some Viagra, and I took that for this episode, boys.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So wait, that's currently coursing through you right now.
Yes, right now I have Viagra in my system.
Are we talking to Boner Vorn?
Pardon?
Do you have a boner right now?
No. So, yeah, like, I will
Holy
tell you, so
shit.
part of the rules of this I've set on myself is stop. Pete is already looking around the room for porn. Instantly just started looking around for something to show me to try and set me off.
A VHS of Monkey?
You know me. Oh, that VHS of Monkey is really going to set me off, you fucking idiot.
No, I'm going for weird shit just to see what it is. So I can then hold that over you forever.
Well, that's the rule I've set on myself for this episode, is if I get a boner during this episode, and I currently have it in my system, if I will let you guys know. But I will let you know that so do your worst. But also, I watched the whole episode on it. And like I also didn't even just take it normally, I crushed it up and railed it.
You railed the Viagra.
And yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, because I found out, like, it doesn't just make you hard forever. By the way, Bridget, your door's open. So your housemates are hearing this. I'm so sorry. If you check out our boner content, you'll know that you take it and you're just normal, but if something sets you off, you get hard. So it's not just an endless boner, it's an easy to get boner.
Vorn, what's
Rob's flashing me.
For the listeners at home, Rob's showing his nipples.
Nothing.
How'd you go? Nothing?
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing?
Just yeah. If by the way, for the if you guys are gonna do stuff,
Go talk
let
about
the
it.
listeners know what you're gonna do.
I just assumed
So-
Pete would commentate what I was doing.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
perfect.
So
So
I'm giving everything context.
I'll let you know that the whole episode didn't do anything for me. It didn't set me off at all. Yeah. This episode didn't elicit any emotion from me. Did anyone laugh this week?
No.
That's it. No laughs, no boners this week at all. What a bad episode. Does anyone want to recap the episode?
So Vorn, you're 0 laughs, 0 boners now for the
Yeah,
whole season.
exactly. 0 for 0. I'm smashing it.
0, 0.
What I will say about this episode was that it was definitely... It was less annoying than
Boring.
the last two. It was just
It was
boring. It was
boring.
really slow.
Yeah. Pete, do you want to give a recap?
I thought we were going to get a story on this one. So this one, episode 9 we're up to now of this amazing cutting-edge sitcom from America, the Cooper Hofstadter polarization. So this episode is basically all about the boys doing a scientific experiment together. They receive an invitation to give a presentation on this experiment at some, science conference. Sheldon gets hold of the letter, the invitation first, puts it in the bin without consulting with the other boys, particularly Leonard.
I'm even bored listening
And
to. I mean, it's
then-
not your fault, but like just you explaining the
No, I
episode
know.
is boring me as well.
I tried to write it down as quick as fucking possible, and it's bumming me out now, so I'm just going to stop talking. They
No, you need to explain the episode for the people at home.
So yeah, there's conflict in the house because Leonard obviously wants to go to the conference and he feels like his work is worth talking about at the conference, and Sheldon's like, no.
And that's
the episode.
The end.
And that's the episode. Yeah.
I mean, Penny kind of tries to help. I don't get the point. Like, Penny tried to help Leonard with his clothing and what he was going to wear to the function. But then, like, she wasn't, like, going to go shopping with him. She was just finding his less shit clothes. And then that was the scene.
And do you know what's really funny? Like, that was one of my observations of this one. So she was giving him shit about his clothes. But then this is a person that wears a fucking denim miniskirt and a silk neckerchief combo to a conference.
I mentioned that as well. Yeah, what was with that denim miniskirt? Like, I thought this was like a dress-up event. What are you doing?
Yeah. It was like a suit and tie event. And she's just looking.
I was excited for a
2007's
second. I was like, oh, maybe at least this will give me a boner, but it didn't. So it was nothing for nobody. I will say, like, and also, do you guys want to speak about, well, what in your guys' opinion would have made this episode good? Because it was just dead and boring and nothing happened. What would have made it good for you guys? Do you have anything off the top of your head you think could make it entertaining for you?
That's like a question you could ask for every episode, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking it for this episode because I have a follow-up bit that I'm basically doing that thing where I ask you and I don't really care what you say because I got something funny to say afterwards.
Let's just throw it straight to you then. Let's get it interesting happening. Go.
Well, so there's in the episode they have a great running joke, and by great I mean bad running joke where Sheldon is trying to make people's heads blow up using only his mind.
Yeah.
Because he gets annoyed at people.
Kill telepathically.
Yeah,
So you
telepathically
know, that's like
explode people's heads. And I reckon the only thing that would have made this episode good is if the head did actually explode. Like, I would have loved it.
So that's
like,
a reference to the 1981 classic Scanners, one of my all-time favorite sci-fis.
Oh,
David
really?
Cronenberg directed it. Yeah. This is another noteworthy thing. There was like 4 or 5 references to it in the whole film. It's an amazing movie, and it's a really obscure science fiction film. So it was quite amazing to actually see that it was getting referenced in the show and getting all these like massive reactions from the audience as if like everyone's seen this
Scanners.
like 81 Scanners.
Are you sure it's not a reference to Big Trouble in Little China?
No, go back and
Go back further to
definitely don't go
Scanners.
back and watch the episode.
Okay, well, I won't, because I haven't seen Scanners, but I just got showed in Big Trouble in Little China, a guy sees that his boss died, and his reaction is so emotional that he just explodes. I was like, what the fuck is this?
No. So this is basically one where you can, like right now, I could just look at you and make your head pop, and that's what they do in the film.
That's
I'll
awesome.
send you a- I'll
well,
send
that
you a
would have made
clip.
the episode
I'll send
good
you a
for me. Would you have enjoyed the episode if the episode ended with Leonard's head exploding, and then he's just not in the show anymore?
Just one, even an ancillary character, just someone, and then it just went to credits. I would have just been
That
like,
would've
holy
been
shit, this
awesome.
show's taken a fucking incredible twist.
It's so easy to make the show good.
And then the rest of the season, they're just like recovering from that event and the fact that Sheldon has this power that
The
he can't
next episode
control.
is just a funeral. And just depressing episodes for the rest of the season. I honestly would enjoy the show if it just did something crazy like that. But no, instead they just don't do anything. Rob,
No.
as a filmmaker, as a successful filmmaker,
Oh, going back to that one.
like what could you have done to make this episode good?
What could I have done to make this episode good? Not shot it. I don't know. It's as I said, like every week I feel like there's jokes behind everything that could work. Like there's the whole scenario that they've got. I mean, Silicon Valley is a good example of kind of going through that nerd culture and making a good show. And this is kind of like the example of how to like not make a good show. I think Parsons is obviously the best thing going about this, the character of Sheldon.
Yes.
So they should just start focusing on him. I mean, obviously they're doing that with young Sheldon, which is probably a terrible idea. And we'll have a special episode out when the pilot of that airs. But
Yeah.
I don't know, just following more on.
For anyone who
him, like,
doesn't know
if-
that they're making a spin-off show with young Sheldon.
Yeah.
I
And
think
it looks
called
like The Wonder
Them
Years.
Bottom Eyelids. Them young, sexy bottom eyelids.
But yeah, as far
sorry, continue.
Vorn hitting on kids again. Last week we said we weren't pedophiles, but then again things change.
While we're on the realm of creepy, did you notice how there was two particularly large audience laughs at like an unsolicited upskirt shot?
Yep.
Yes.
And then later on, who's your favorite character, Rob?
Oh, Howard.
Yeah, when he takes a photo of Penny asleep and then posts her on Facebook saying, "This is my new girlfriend," and then that got like a riotous laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
It's ridiculous.
they're into like non-consensual stuff. What can I say about the Big Bang audience? And I reckon if we are going to take this experiment seriously and get into the brain of a Big Bang Theory fan, we got to get more into that non-consensual stuff.
how's that erection going?
Yeah,
Just
we're talking about children. How's the boner?
Fuck, I reckon the one day I do get a boner, I will be fully integrated into the culture.
Did you say the one day, as in like the one day you get a boner in general, or?
No, I get a boner from the show. Well, I was asking for your like help before about how you could make an episode better.
Yeah.
But some people have been asking me for help, so I've got a new segment, guys.
Yeah.
Because you know how there's like in
Lay it on us, Vaughn.
well, you know in the magazines they got those things called agony aunts.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna make myself an agony aunt, and I'm gonna name this segment Agony Vunt. So this is my
These are
segment
like-
where people can message in with Bazinga-related issues, and I can give them advice.
Oh, amazing. An advice column.
James sent in, "Dear Vorn, tonight I discovered evidence which may help your Big Bang theory. It turns out my girlfriend has similarly matching designs as Leonard, and he sent some photos here, and it's exactly the same design. It's on some window shutters. It's got that swastika design, and James wants to know, which I can only draw the conclusion she is an undercover fanatic belonging to the Bazingeist. Well, I don't want you to get ahead of yourself there, James. So as an agony vunt, I want to give great advice, and I just want to make sure before you make any rash decisions by breaking up with her, which you probably should do, but before you do that, just maybe test the waters and make sure it's not just a design that was maybe already in the house. Maybe she didn't even choose it. But here's some tips and help. So maybe drop in conversation and go, which is your favorite Reich? Mine's the second. If she says the third is easily best, you may have a problem.
Slip that into casual dinner conversation.
What's your favorite Reich? Okay. Some other tips. But maybe she is into that. But is she part of Leonard's uprising? As we know, so far he has clothing with swastikas, and your girlfriend only has the window shades. And he's been training his friends to get into the mindset for war with his paintballing. So keep an eye out. So have a look at your girlfriend's upcoming events. If there's any brisses or bar mitzvahs, be careful. If she says, hey, we should watch Passion of the Christ, be careful. If she gets into guns all of a sudden and is like, let's go out shooting, and then takes you out to a field for target practice, and instead of shooting cans off a wooden fence in a field, she has you shooting menorahs, be careful. So that's my agony fun segment.
Shooting menorahs.
James, let us know how you go. If anyone else has some advice they need in their life that's Big Bang Theory related, just message us, Agony Vunt, message us on our Facebook or on our anything else on our website, or just message me directly if you don't want to be associated with this show, and I'll give you some great advice because I'm the Agony Vunt.
I just really want to see the type of people that want to reach out for you for advice from someone that just railed a boner pill and is currently wearing a stocking over their hand in a blanket fort.
Right, Vorn, I just sent through something for your boner pill on our Bazinga Boys chat line.
Oh, hold on. I legitimately have no hands because I'm wearing a sock on one. Hold up.
For those who don't know, Vorn has a sock on his hand, and that's his pop filter. He looks like mankind without the mask.
Rob sent a photo. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, first off, Rob wrote tubgirl.com.
Well, I tried to write lemonparty.org, but it wouldn't let me. So the link was blocked.
Wow. And he's sent through a porn picture, like a fake one, of Penny from Big Bang Theory. I'm monitoring I'm legitimately getting nothing. Like, this could be the episode where Vorn finds out he has erectile dysfunction.
Rob, what we need is the exact same image from like the neck down, but with Sheldon's face.
Or Dawn. What about Dawn?
Oh God, that would be a good one to get me on. Well, the competition continues to see who can get Vorn hard. What a great podcast we're hosting here, guys.
Episode 9. I didn't think it would fall apart so quickly.
I've only got 261 to go.
Okay, I got a new segment, guys.
Hit me with it, Vorn. Come on.
Pete, you're a video game boy, aren't you? You love your video games.
Sure, why not?
You love your bloody your Pong, your Space Invaders,
Pac-Man.
Your yeah, that one too. Whatever that one is. So I decided to, while I'm trying to ingratiate myself into the Big Bazinga culture, I decided to see if there was any Big Bang Theory games. So I went onto Steam, which is a video game client, and I searched Big Bang Theory, and there was nothing there. Weird. Nothing got greenlit on Steam.
A hole in the market, dude.
I know. We got opportunity here. So I instead went and looked for web-based games, like browser-based games.
Flash-based,
so,
nice.
Before I get into this, let me ask you another question. If you could make a Big Bang Theory video game, what would you do, Pete? How would you make a Big Bang Theory game? My hand is hurting from holding this sock open so bad.
Well,
anyway,
take it off. Don't worry about the pops.
Okay,
Just take
cool.
the sock off.
My
Like
hands
10
are
minutes
now.
in, people are now accepting that it's going to be pop free. They're listening to the rest of the episode with or without the pops.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'd like to see a Bazinga Boys game where it's you play us watching the episodes and you need to
Give one a boner.
and jerk. It needs to be based. It needs to be based off our fan fiction erotica. So for those that didn't listen to last episode or the episode before that, because we've had a couple of back-to-back episodes with erotica.
Yeah.
That might be a fun one, and it ties in nicely with the Viagra
That's a great
that you
game,
had today.
Pete. I'd play that game.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob? What kind of video game would you make?
Ooh. Well, I'd probably play from the perspective of Howard, and just him basically being a creepy lady stalker. So, like the good parts of GTA.
So Carl and
but
Fury
with-
the game.
They're your words, yes. But no,
Yes.
I, as much as I fucking hate him, like anything to emphasize the fact that that character's a cunt is fine with me.
You're talking about Carl right now. Oh shit! Truth comes out.
No, I'm talking about Howard.
Wait, Vorn, check your pants. Anything then?
Nothing.
Still.
So your anger for Carl is not enough to raise an erection.
Pete, I reckon
This
if
is
you
fucked,
stroked
man.
your beard,
Like,
your beard, stroked your beard sensually, you'd be, you'd probably get something happening.
Anyway, if I was going to make a video game, I think it would be best to make a dating sim. Have you guys ever played a dating sim?
No.
I haven't played them, but
You're aware of what they are, basically.
yeah, of course, yeah.
For some reason, a friend of mine bought me a dating sim on Steam, and it's like a pigeon one, and you're just like a pigeon, and you're trying to pick up other pigeons in a high school. So that's basically the aim of the game is you're trying to pick up chicks, and the way you do that is you just
Literal chicks if you're a pigeon.
Yeah. You're just trying to you do that through conversation trees. So like you have a conversation with someone, you get like 3 options, and you choose what to say. And
Yeah,
if you
this
say
is
the
like
right things,
my. Is this like my hatterful boyfriend or whatever the
yes,
translation
that was it. That was what I had.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know all about it. So it's really funny for like if you feel uncomfortable about it being pigeons on screen, I think you can switch to like human style characters.
Oh, really? I didn't even
Is
know
that right?
I don't know. I played it just as pigeons, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing with my life?"
It's kind of like how the pigeons imagine themselves if they were people, and then you can switch to them.
But wouldn't badly
So
animated people be weirder than pigeons?
It's just a cool concept. Pigeon dating sim. What?
Okay, so
Shut up. that's
anyway,
why.
so my dating sim.
Yeah.
So the way a dating sim works is you just basically talk to people, and you got to say the right things, and you can pick up. So you get like 3 options.
Just
of what
like
to
in
say.
real, just like in real life.
Yeah,
though. Like,
exactly.
It's conversation trees. It's like, what are you into?
Yeah.
Press A to talk about Nazis. Press B to not talk about Nazis.
So, if I was making this video game, I'd basically go. You can choose any of the 4 boys, and you get it changes what you can say in the game which depending on who you play. So if you play as Raj, you just can't say anything. There's no options, and you can't advance in the game, and it just ends.
What if he gets drunk though?
He just dies of alcohol poisoning.
Perfect.
Howard only has sleazy things to say, and hopefully he gets arrested by the end of the episode, or end of the game. Sheldon can only say Bazinga. That's just the only thing he can say. You get 3 options that all just say Bazinga, even though we haven't heard him say it.
We've not had a Bazinga yet.
And if you chose Leonard, it just opens up a DOS version of Wolfenstein 3D for some reason.
Except reversed, where you play Hitler hunting the main protagonist.
Okay, so the actual game I did play was called The Big Bang Theory Game. Great name. And the gameplay is basically your most basic game ever. It's you can play as 4 characters, and you basically are avoiding objects. There's objects coming towards you. You avoid some, and you try to get others. That's the game. When I opened up, it has the theme song, an extended version of the theme song. Lucky me. It's just on loop for the whole game. And on the main page, there's instructions on how to play the game, and there's a FAQ, frequently asked questions. Number 1 frequently asked question is, can I pause the music? And the answer is, at the moment, you cannot pause the music. So no option for that. You just have to listen to that endlessly.
I like they didn't even say a patch is coming in this coming season.
It was submitted in 2012, but you know how the tricky sound is. He's probably still working on it. But yeah, so you can choose 4 of the boys to play in this game, and depending on those 4 depending on who you choose, the objects that you have to avoid and your objects you have to get change, which I thought was actually that actually put a bit of effort in. So if you play as Leonard, I think this has got some information that we haven't got from the show yet. If you play as Leonard, you have to avoid his mum. So little pictures of his mum come at you. You avoid them, and you try to catch all the pictures of Penny objectifying women. She is legitimately just an object for you to win this game. Howard, what do you reckon Howard avoids?
His mum.
How bad low on ideas would he have? He actually avoids peanuts in theme with the game because he's avoiding.
Oh,
he's
wow.
like-
Yeah.
Okay,
I thought he
that's-
hated his mom. I was trying to stay within theme of the game.
Well,
He
that's
avoids
true.
peanuts.
Yeah, that's very true. You're right. What do you reckon he catches, Howard? Apart from STDs.
STDs.
I beat you to it, you motherfucker.
Did you knowing you playing it? Did you just like direct him into all the peanuts just to see what would happen?
I fucking wish I had. Damn, that's such a smart idea. Just to,
Yeah.
I know what Rob's doing, and I would have probably got a boner from that. So Howard, he catches nerdy belt buckles. So the Nintendo belt buckle.
Nintendo TM.
Yeah.
Trademark belt buckles.
Raj, what do you reckon Raj avoids?
Women.
Yes, you're right, 100%. What do you reckon he catches? No one's gonna get
Drinks?
this.
I
Huh?
don't know. Scurvy.
Drinks.
No. He catches stars because he's an astrophysicist.
Aren't
So
they all astrophysicists?
I know they're very low on idea. They didn't know what to do for that, and it's the worst drawn star I've seen in my life. It looks more of like an explosion. Now Sheldon, what do you reckon Sheldon avoids?
His mum.
Jesus. No.
I'm going within line with the series.
Social interactions? It's just like a small picture of a group of people talking.
You're fucking. It's even worse than that. It's
People who aren't
just the
smart.
word sarcasm because he doesn't get sarcasm. So it's just literally just the word
He's
sarcasm
avoiding
flies at him.
sarcasm.
And it has a little explanation of why he's avoiding it. He's like, because he just doesn't get it. Do you know what he catches?
Asperger's.
What
Pretty sure you can't catch that.
he catches bazingas. So I played that game and I was like, oh, that's an interesting segment. But I was like, well, maybe I can go a bit further. So I hopped onto my Carl and Theory Reddit account. And I went to post it. Rob's shaking his head. Don't worry, I haven't done anything.
Love this. Let's do this. I'm ready for it.
Well, I went to go post it to the subreddit web games, which is a subreddit just celebrating browser-based games that you can play for free. And everyone posts all the best ones there. So I thought it'd just be funny as Carl, like I really dug this game. I went and posted it on there and just see what response I got. And I went to post it and it said my karma, which is sort of like the points you get for contributing content, was too low for me to submit it. They're like, you need at least 10 karma to submit to this thing. So I quickly got on a little adventure of like, I have to quickly get as much karma as possible. But I wanted to stay in theme with the character. So I went to the sex subreddit and started giving advice to people. Where
Under Carl's name.
Yes, under Carl's name. In character as Carl. It doesn't really work. You get downvoted a lot. I basically was telling someone just to try, like he was like, I like putting things on my ass, but I do it too hard. It doesn't feel good. So I was telling him just to use fingers. I do it on the train all the time. Someone else said, like, my boyfriend's into domination. I don't know what to do. I said, tie him up and pee on him. Got downvoted as well. So this is backfiring hard. So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to get some easy karma. And I went to the politics subreddit and just found the most recent post that was like, Trump's done this now. And I just wrote, Trump with another great idea.
Upvoted through the roof.
That actually got upvoted, but not enough. So I had to kind of cop it and just go to an MMA subreddit and make a joke so I could get enough karma to post it. And I did. I posted the video game to the web game subreddit. The first comment, I'm not even going to click on this link. I already know it's awful. And then Cameron the Cannibal replied to that and said, I clicked the link and can confirm it's even worse than you thought. So I replied to the first one and I said, sometimes it's not about good gameplay. Sometimes it's about story and graphics. And someone was like, sounds good, said, while story and graphics are important, what is a game without sufficient gameplay? And then
Just a serious
the guy
conversation.
Yeah. Someone else said, this game is garbage. And I just said, it looks like we're going to have to agree to disagree. So his points are way down now. Carl's not hasn't got much credit on the web.
MMA down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone noticed this. Opening scene, Penny just walks into their apartment. The door's not locked, and then just strikes up a conversation. Totally whatever. Then later on,
do you know what? I'm going to defend the show here because I said that exact same thing, but Krautmeister was like, "Oh yeah, it was because the music was too loud. That's why she came in."
Yeah, but the music had been on for like a second before she walked in. She could not have heard it, been annoyed, crossed the hallway, and got in that time that she did.
Oh well.
but also the point that
Big Bang Theory nailed again.
the point that I was making is the door was unlocked. An American apartment, and you just like leave your shit open. Then I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But then at the 11-minute mark of the episode, there's a very obvious scene where Sheldon fumbles around in his pocket to get keys out to unlock the door, and I'm like, well, maybe he's the only one that's like all the other boys are out doing their science stuff. And then Leonard walks out of the apartment. So, what's going on here? Does Sheldon have does he need to lock the boys in when he's not around?
With all the thing that's wrong with this show, you want to nitpick on door locks.
Do
You know what? We'll keep an eye on it, Pete. Let's keep an eye and just see what the situation is going on with those door locks.
Jesus, like I said, I'm scraping the fucking bottom of the barrel here, man. Like every episode I'm watching, I'm like looking out for clues, looking out for something to generate some interest.
Yeah, I know.
Generate a boner maybe for you, my friend Vorn.
Like, we finished the episode and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to say about it. Like, the only things I had to say was like, fuck. Oh, hold on. Let me get my notes. Like, I'm going to read out my notes, exactly what I fucking wrote.
Whoa. Rob, what's happening?
Did Rob just rail?
Just having a little DDoS.
Rob just had a little cheeky bump.
Oh, really? Oh!
We're all good.
Oh, Rob, I'm so jealous. Okay, hold up. Okay, so here's my exact notes from episode 9. And I was like, what would make this episode good? Which I asked you. And I was like, blow up his head. Good ending. And then I just wrote both horrible people, because both Leonard and Sheldon are horrible people in this episode. And then the last line just says, what? Like, I started writing something and I was like, I can't even be bothered. Like, it's just shit. We've got one more comment, actually. We got a new comment on our iTunes. Someone got it right. Someone commented on our iTunes. We got this comment from 1-800-CALL-TURK. Don't watch the show. I don't know if they mean The Big Bang Theory or us.
Listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this podcast.
Like, I don't know if this guy's just an idiot and just looking at his phone going like, the video content on this is shit.
Look at that bar going across the minutes.
Yeah. He or she, don't want to assume, I highly recommend not watching this show. Oh no, I've got my phone on low battery, so it just closed itself. I do not recommend listening to this pre-footy. It does not get you pumped. It gives you the giggles.
Does not get you pumped.
Yeah. Who listens to a podcast to get pumped for the foot? It also makes all the girls love Vaughn's laugh. I can tell you that is not true because recently I went and was a part of the audience of the NRL footy show, and the lady presenter made an inane comment about liking a band's rhythm, where she obviously didn't know what to say, so she just said that, and I had one of my Gervais cackles, like my aha sort of thing, and I watched the show back, and you can very clearly hear, because people came up to me afterwards like, my favorite part was when you heard your laugh over everyone else's in a silent moment. And not only did you hear the laugh, is she react to it. She stared daggers at me. Like, you could see her like have a confused, annoyed face, like she just smelt a fart. Because some idiot
looking out somewhere into the audience trying to pinpoint it.
I've got footage of that I can post somewhere if anyone wants to see me laughing at this idiot, and then the only person in the whole studio audience laughing. Sparking a game of hot voice, hot person, or hot voice, not hot person. I just realized some people might not know what we look like. Like, I reckon Pete's probably the hottest out of all of us. Rob's a close second. Although, Rob, you're looking kind of homeless at the moment. You look Yeah, not too good at the moment.
Thank you-
I
thank-
can't.
thank
What,
you,
what
Vorn.
was your description of me earlier today, Pete?
You look like Harry Potter, like a kind of a cool. I can't even remember what I said.
You said a Wes Anderson Harry Potter.
Yeah, whimsical. You're a whimsical Harry Potter that's way too old to be living in a blanket fort, but I'm fucking jealous that I'm not in that blanket fort with you and your erection.
I don't have one, and I thought that compliment might give me one. Oh,
Oi, Vorn.
Start giving it a flick for him.
I thought I was feeling something for a second then, but I don't think I.
It's like you're waiting for the pill to drop, but instead of that feeling of euphoria, you're waiting for that blood rush to the dick.
Okay, so yeah, comment if you haven't seen us before. Who do you think's got the hottest voice? Tell us. I do not recommend downloading Tinder and trying to find Dawn or Vorn. That's a mistake. That's a bad recommendation. You should try and find us. I mostly don't recommend listening to this podcast on a run. You basically stop, laugh like an idiot, cry laughing, mostly at Vaughn's audience laugh. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, fucking. And people cross the road to get away from you. I can't believe there's people trying to do exercise and get pumped for sports by listening to this stupid
By
show.
listening to
But listening to any podcast and running doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. Who wants to listen to Mark Maron and run? Fuck that guy. Guaranteed to make you laugh and feel like a goose. Was this written by someone's stepmom? And they said shit wait time, but they censored themselves. They wrote shit with like S $%T. You can swear, you idiot. Shit wait time between episodes though. 5 stars. So thank you 1-800 Turk. We'll be back to regularly scheduled programming soon, eh? Right, guys?
Yeah, what?
I've been Pete.
Yep. Vorn, who? Yeah, I guess me and you just need to get on schedule, right?
Well, I no longer have the busiest time of my life. So yeah,
Well, I'm
we'll be back to
currently
normal.
Editing a feature film, so.
Well, you got to put your hard yards in for the podcast, and
I
Pete, you keep
I'm just
laughing.
gonna keep doing.
Pete's
I'm just
discovered
gonna
Paint.
keep doing what I'm doing.
He's discovered Microsoft Paint.
If you've seen our bonus content, all the artwork on that is made by Pete in MS Paint. So,
The
congrats
week
to
that
him.
they announced that Paint's going away.
Yeah.
And it's staying as well. They there was such a public backlash that Microsoft have decided to keep it available on the Microsoft Store for download for anyone that still wants
that's
to
the
download
story
it.
they said, but I'm pretty sure it was like, oh, we heard that the Bazinga Boys need Paint to do bonus content.
Yeah, they're like, this
I
is
just think
cutting
it's
edge.
on its shape all over. They're just like, let's make some crazy announcement and see if people are unhappy, and it'll get people talking about something that's old and dead that they still want.
Well, that sounds like my soul at the moment. So that's all from me. Do you guys have anything else to say?
No,
I've been Pete. I'm disappointed that we didn't get an erection out of you this episode, Vaughn.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
next
is there anything
time.
you want to do at the end of this episode to see like if you can get anything out of me? Like I'm trying to like whack it already. Like, but I don't want to
maybe you
just.
should go see a doctor.
Jesus, this is like
just
maybe
make
it's
the
a
most
dud
of it
pill.
when it does come, Vaughn. Just make the most of it.
You know I will.
Does it give longevity, or does it make you quick? Like, I don't. What's
Oh, it's
Do
like
they have an expiry date?
it's meant to, for. It says like at least for depending on your thing, it's like meant to like give you 5 hours of just boner power, but like you need to be stimulated. But then once you're there, it's like it's ready. It's like what's a good analogy? It's like, let's just say if you had an issue and there was like no water in the dam. No, that's a really shitty one.
no, that's shit.
Wow.
Think of a car.
let's
or
just
something.
say like you're trying to blow up a balloon, but you had no air in your lungs because you're dying. This puts air in your lungs, ready to blow up the balloon.
But you
But
gotta want to blow up the balloon.
yeah, what a great analogy.
All
I
right,
should
bye
do
guys. It's been fun.
Bye. I'm Vaughn. I'm a Zoom boy,
I'm Robin, Bazinga boy.
I'm Pete.
and I'm soft.
I've been hard this whole time. That's what's fucking weird.
Bye.
Hey! It's your old pal Vorn. And if this episode gave you a boner, there's something wrong with you. Or if it got you super wetty, good on ya. If you were sorry for the long wait, maybe you guys didn't give us enough attention. Or maybe it's just too busy. Sorry, we'll do lots more episodes soon, but rate us and stuff. And leave a comment so we can talk about something other than fucking Big Bang Theory.